Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to apply percent to some everyday situations. By the end of this video, you'll be able to apply percent to real world problems like sales tax and gratuity, which just means tip. So go ahead and get out your binder, turn to the math section, and get ready to take some notes. So percentages can be applied to many everyday situations, but the important thing we have to do is to decode the terms that we use in real life within those problems and to understand how to solve it. So for example, these are some real life words you might see at the store or on a receipt. It says tax, sales price, amount off, tip, gratuity, and markdown. Go ahead and take a second and see if you can label each of these shopping bags as an increase or a decrease. Is this something that's going to increase your bill or something that's going to take off your bill or decrease? So this money added on, are you paying more or are you going to pay less with this thing? Go ahead and take a second, see what you know, then I'll go ahead and fill them out for you. Pause the video now and press play when you're ready to check. Okay, so let's just quickly go through each one of these. So a tax or a sales tax is a type of increase onto your bill. In Kentucky, it's 6%. So right now, if you buy a video game, you're going to have 6% of that total bill taxed onto it at the end. The sale price it would be on sale for. This is the price after the sale, so that's a decrease. If you have some sort of amount off, it's going to be a decrease. If you're at a restaurant and you sit down at the table and you have a waiter or waitress serve you, you're going to have to tip or pay them a gratuity. So these are the same thing. Tip and gratuity, I look at as the same thing. It's just a 15% or 20% tip onto your bill for someone doing a good job. And then a markdown is a type of decrease. Something's marked down for a certain price, there's been a decrease. So like I said before, the key to solving percent problems in real life is understanding what information you are given and then what you're solving for. So let's look at these situations that are some actual real life situations, and let's just see what's given, what's being solved for, and then actually solve it. For example, number one's about Savannah, and Savannah works on commission. If you work on commission, that means that you make money based on what you sell. So I work on salary. I get paid a fixed amount for the year, and that's not changing depending on how many students I teach or depending on how many lessons I teach or whatever. I have a fixed yearly annual salary. But some people work on commission. So commission does have a way to work, and they get paid for what they sell. So Savannah works as a sales reps. So usually if she's working like at a store, so retail, she's going to receive $23.80 for every $140 she sells. What is her rate of commission? So we know her commission is $23.80. That's the part of the whole 140. So for every $140 she sells, she gets to keep $23.80. She makes $23.80 off of it. So we know a part to the whole. And the question's asking us to solve for her rate of commission, and that's going to be as a percent. So when you're looking at this in real life, you're going to want to know your percent commission that you make, because if you got a different job, you want to know if you're going to make more. So some people will pitch to you like, "Hey, come work for us. We'll give you a higher rate of commission than you were getting at your other job." That's what we want to solve for is our rate. And here's how we do it. Just like we did with unit rates, we'll do 2380 divided by 140. It's our part out of the whole. Then we'll convert it to a percent. So this is just my work for this question. I have the 2380 out of the 140 total, and I'm going to get the decimal 0.17. So when I get 0.17, I know that I want to know her rate of commission as a percent or her percent commission. So I'm going to take that decimal and I'm going to move it over 2 times. So my final answer is 17%. That is her rate of commission. For every $140 she sells, she makes 17% of that. Before we look at number two, let's go ahead and look at number two, but just a little bit differently. We'll say Mrs. Jeffrey is buying a pair of shoes. The pair she wants is $82, and the store is offering a sale of 15% off of all shoes. So is her price going to decrease or increase? Her price is going to decrease because she's got a 15% off deal. That's a discount. So discount means 15% off. So her discount is 15% off of the $82. What that means is we need to figure out what 15% of 82 is, and then that's our discount. That's what we get to subtract off of our total original price. So we need to find 15% of the number first. You can't just take minus 15% because that's the same thing as minusing 15 cents. 0.15 and 15% are the same number. So we cannot just do 82 minus the discount. You take the percent of the number first. So find out what 15% of 82 is first. You do that by multiplying. So we find out her discount by multiplying the percent times the original price. You can use a calculator for this. I got 1230. This is the same thing as $12.30 because this is a money problem. So $12.30 is 15% of 82. That is her discount. This is what she gets to take off. She gets to subtract $12.30 off of the $82 pair of shoes. So when it says what's the final price she pays for her shoes, see if you can figure that out without me telling you. Go ahead and see if you can pause the video and then press play and ready to check. Okay, so this is the equation you should have set up for yourself. So see if you can do this if you haven't already. And this is what you should have ended up with. She ends up paying $69.70 for her pair of shoes. She got a discount. The discount was 15% off. 15% of 82 was $12.30. And since it's a discount, we subtract that off. So this is the process for finding a discount. Again, you take the percent of the original value. That means times. So you multiply 0.15 or 15% times 82. Then you subtract that number that you get off of it. That's going to give you your final sales price. So it's a little bit different than number two because number two is just a little bit harder. On number two, it says the shoe department's offering the sale of 15% off shoes. And if Miss Jeffrey saves $12.30, how much were the shoes' full price? So you're given the percent discount, 15 out of 100, and you're given the part that was saved, the part to the whole. So we're going to set up a proportion. If we're given the part that was saved, the $12.30, we're going to write that on top. It has to match. So the percent is 15 out of 100. The part out of the whole, this is the part out of the new whole. Since we're solving for the total, this is my x or my variable. And to solve a problem that's set up like a proportion like this, you cross multiply. So I always multiply the two numbers I have across from each other, and then I divide by the number that's left. That is how I got $82. Okay, so that's number two. Number three here is another problem that's a multi-step and involves percent, but I'm going to actually skip number three. If you want to do number three, you can. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now. You can try it yourself, and then I'll press play and have the answer up. So if you want to, you can pause now, try this by yourself, and then press play and ready to see the answer. Okay, so your final answer should have been $68.48 for this problem. If you needed help with this, we can look at it in class. But I wanted to continue looking at discount problems. So this is another example of a real life situation because we have price lists for each of these items in this art supply store. So we're going to look over the price list for all of these items, and then we're going to answer some of the questions about them. So number 4 says a customer comes in looking for items to get started painting. Ariana offers a paint palette, a paintbrush, and a sketchbook. She tells the customer that if she buys all three, she'll give her a 15% discount. This is the kind of problem you might see in real life because when you go to a place, they might try to get you to buy more stuff because they'll say, okay, you get a discount just to get you to buy the stuff. Also, if you're looking to buy all three of these things, it might be beneficial to get this 50% discount because then you might want to get all these things anyway. So you might want that discount. So go ahead and let's figure out this by yourself. Go ahead and pause the video now, find the price of all these items, and then see if you can figure out the 15% discount. That's all you have to do. Go ahead and pause the video when you're ready and then press play and ready to check. Okay, so you should have found that the paint palette is $24, the paint brush is $10.50, and then the sketchbook is $16.12. When you add all those up, you get $50.62. That's the total so far, but she's going to give you a 15% discount. You can do this multiple ways. As a proportion, you can say 15 out of 100 equals this total, and then the new part is going to be what we solved for. You can also take 0.15 times 62 and then subtract that number off. Either way you do this, you'll end up with a discount of $7.59. So go ahead and try number 5 if you haven't already. It says how much will her total be, not including tax. So go ahead and just try this if you haven't already. This is a discount. That means subtract. Okay, so you should have just paused the video and tried that and ended up with $43.03. You took your total original, 50.62, and subtracted off the $7.59. Before we look at number 6 and 7 and 8, I want to go ahead and skip those and look at just an example of what sales tax is. So now we looked at discount, a type of percent decrease. Now let's look at sales tax and just figure out what a percent increase might look like. So like I said, sales tax is a type of percent increase. When you are taxing on something, you're going to add a percent of the bill to it. So like, for example, on this receipt here, you can see that there is a subtotal and then there's a tax. The tax is a part of the bill. So a tax is a type of percent increase. In Kentucky, it's 6%. So anytime I pay for something, I have to take into account that I'm going to have to take 6% of the bill and then add it onto it. So a lot of times people do this automatically for you, but it might be important to figure this out if you're trying to budget. or you're trying to like decide like me if you're going to buy this cute pair of shoes and if you have enough money. So let's say I only have a budget of $80. Let's say I can only spend $80. So I need to know the sales tax before I decide I'm going to buy this item. So the pair of shoes is $75. There's the shoes. How cute is that? Those are a cute pair of shoes right there. Look at those things. That is awesome. Those are worth $75. But I want to know if I can afford them. So how much is my sales tax in Kentucky? Here's how you do that. You take your original price, 75, and you multiply it by 6%. Anytime you're trying to percent, you need to multiply it. However, if you don't have a percent button on your calculator, let's say you're doing this on your phone, you want to do it real quick, you need to convert it to a decimal. It's not zero point 0.6, it's 0.06. So keep that in mind because I see a lot of people making that mistake. Then I got 4.5 or $4.50. That is my sales tax, which means that that is what gets added on to my price. So I have $75 to start with. That's what the pair of shoes costs. Kentucky's going to take $4.50, add it on to that, and they're going to take that for themselves. So then what I pay in total is the 75 plus the 450. So that ends up being 79.50. So I barely have enough money to buy those shoes, but you better believe I'm buying those shoes. Look how cute they are. So you can go back and try these problems if you want to go over them. You can go over them with me in class. Also, these problems here, you can pause the video now. You can try these. I like these questions because they're real life, and they have a graphic organizer here where you have the problem, the proportion, and then your working solution. So those are what you can work on right now. And here's just a couple more questions if you wanted to get done with those and work on these. And we can go over the answers to these in class. All right, guys, that's it. If you made it to the end of this video, please put what you would do if you won the lottery in the comments. Today we learned about percent applications. So now you should be able to apply percent to real world problems like sales tax and tip. So now you should go ahead and go back to the calendar and complete any other assignments you have left for the day. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.